coming to the Sunday show.
Welcome.
So I said sorry to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Congresswoman Waters, but I said in a tease earlier in the show that I wondered if you would say, I told you so, given how early and often you called for President Trump's impeachment. Why did you feel so passionately and were so adamant that President Trump be impeached?
Well, thank you very much. And, I absolutely did start very early after his inauguration calling for his impeachment because I had watched him during the campaign in the way that he had conducted himself, in the way that he had undermined his own colleagues in the primary election. But more than that, I had, and my staff had taken a look at the people who were aligned with the president. If you'll take a look on my Twitter page, you will see that I had something called the Kremlin Clan. This president was aligned early with Putin and the oligarchs of Russia, but I also listed in there Papadopoulos, I mentioned in there Flynn, I mentioned in there number of them who were already in this little operation of theirs in relationship to Russia. And I knew what the president was doing. And I believe to this day that he had an agreement with Putin that he would lift the sanctions that had been put on Russia by Obama because of the invasion in Crimea. And I believe that the president was developing at one point in time a financial relationship with Putin. And I also could see that the president really did like dictatorships and that he not only liked Putin a lot, he would not criticize him and Russia for hacking into our Democratic National Committee. I also saw how he absolutely thought that he was developing a relationship with Kim Jong-un over in North Korea. And so I saw all of these signs. I felt he was very dangerous. And of course, it has turned out to be true. He loves power. And so he showed his power when he sent, and I do believe that he sent all of these domestic terrorists to the Capitol to take over the Capitol. And that includes not only the Proud Boys, but the Oath Keepers, the QAnon, and the white supremacists. These people have been aligned with him. And one of the things I hope that will be looked at as we take this impeachment to the Senate is the fact that in his campaign for re-election, he was paying the very organizers of the insurrection that took place. The names are right there, the amount of money that he paid to them. It is shown in the last report. More of it is going to show up in the next report that they have to do. And so I think it is very clear. We cannot afford to allow this president to leave here without being impeached and absolutely convicted. We cannot allow him to leave and have all of the resources of the taxpayers to have not only money to hire staff, but to hire security and money to organize with, because he will continue. He now knows he has a population. He's going to expand that. He will be attempting to take over legislatures, little towns and cities, and he doesn't give a darn about the Constitution. And so our democracy is at stake. We must convict him, and we must take away his power.
Congresswoman Waters, I need to get your reaction to your fellow California Congressperson Kevin McCarthy, who is also the House Minority Leader. When he was asked about, he just went after President Biden and his message of unity and wanting to work together and work across the aisle. And in pushing back against that, Congressman McCarthy name-checked you as one of the reasons why that wasn't even possible. Your reaction to being name-checked like that, basically being called a problem by Kevin McCarthy?
Well, first of all, let's identify what Kevin McCarthy has said twice before he started to name call me. First, he had said that he felt the president was responsible for the insurrection. I think he said it twice. But also take a look at the fact that now that they're talking about unity after this destruction has taken place, and not only have they name-checked me, they said Cory Booker, they said Schumer, they said Pelosi. All of us now, everybody, he says, must take responsibility. No way can that work. This man is one of the operatives of Trump. And he has done everything to support him throughout his 4 years in office. He's tried to back away from it. Now he's trying to blame others for it. The fact of the matter is, this won't work. It won't work. They cannot blame anybody else. The responsibility is squarely on the shoulders of the president. He made up a lie. He made up a lie that all of the votes of mostly those in the inner cities in certain states were invalid. And he tried to work, well, he absolutely worked very hard to make sure that he could try and get the courts to agree with him. Went all the way to the Supreme Court. They all said, you're out of your mind. This does not work. No, there is no. So it started out with a lie. And then if you take a look at the domestic terrorists, they said we were invited here. Many of them, their statements. We were invited here by the president. We're doing what the president wants us to do. We're doing what Cruz wants us to do. So he is absolutely responsible for, and he sat and watched them break into our Capitol and did nothing while it was going on. He did not try to help. He was not the one that did anything to call out the National Guard. He was enjoying what he was seeing.
Congresswoman Waters, given all the stuff that's